Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So last night I have a very long talk with a Wing Chun friends on why today's Wing Chun Chi Sau practice is a kiss of death in a real fight situations versus the professional or the trained. For the common people who don't know martial arts or beginner, there's a different story. But for those who really train in fighting art, it is a disaster. And also, Wing Chun today, the Chi Sao and all this stuff is violating the teaching of General Qi Jiguang on fighting. So let me share with you. The first thing we need to know what is the characteristic of Wing Chun. As I shared in other YouTube few days ago, Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike. Meaning if the opponent is here, I'm fighting him here, my arm here is disabled this arm, my arm here is putting his arm in defensive, my leg is attacking him, my body is attacking him, and I'm machine gun him with all the leg body attack. That is the characteristic of Wing Chun, the sticking body short strike Wing Chun. Now, beside this sweet spot or the uniqueness of Wing Chun, obviously you have a long range here for the long fist range because you need to handle this in order to get in. So the long fist range is over here. So you have two range in general. The principle how to play this two range, either this range or this range, is concess without concessions. That is the teaching of Qi Jiguang. No blocking his attack, no resisting his attack, no playing with his hand. According to the Qi Jiguang, if you are resisting, you're playing with hand, then you tangle yourself up. You end up get beat up. So the Wing Chun 1850s, the idea is not to screwing around with this hand. Is long range, you get an angle, you shoot in at him right away. He attack you, you concess without concession, you strike at him at the instant. The same thing, you come in, you strike at him at the instant. You don't mess around with this hand. You don't try to forward pressure or whatever this hand because this momentum come in is really strong. Or he's going to bait you and so forth. And you can, as General Qi Jiguang said, you resist that, you block that, you end up get tangled up there. Okay? And people love for you to tangle being that being in gray and people shoot you. Okay? Now, same thing over here. When you machine gun him, you are not there blocking his hand, playing with hand techniques. What you want is this is his target. His body is the target we want. This is our target he wants. You move away your target, you strike his target. Leave alone all this playing, time wasting, energy wasting, this technique, that techniques. That's the teaching of the Qi Jiguang. Okay? Now, so you know what is Wing Chun? And please watch my previous video, but the two videos ago from this one, on what is the Chinese Kung Fu long fist, short strike, and ground fighting. Okay, so that's what it is. Now, between here, the long fist, and the short strike, you can divide into three range. One, the long fist range. Two, this is where your Qi Sau range. The third is the sticking body range. Now, you apply what Qi Jiguang said. In the long fist range, you deal with him by concess without concession. You just dodge in and shoot him. Over in the sticking body range, you do exactly the same. Don't mess around with his power or whatever. Now, how about in this Qi Sau range? Same thing. You move away, dodge away, you shoot him, you go, you shoot him, or you move back, you shoot him. You don't want to stand here playing with the hand with him. Now, if you practice Qi Sao like today, Qi like this today in this range, or your wooden dummy try to pull people in and those kind of stuff, you actually violate what Qi Jiguang said. On, no blocking, no resisting, don't deal with his hand, just go into for his target. You're standing there thinking your hand techniques and so forth. You practice 10,000 years of this distance. You don't know how to play this distance. You don't know how to play distance. That's why when you met the Western boxer, people's not going to play with this in this range. People's not interested in that. Just go into outrange, attack you. Or you met our friend in say BJJ. It's not going to interested to play here. It's going to go inside there and take you down. So who are you going to play here? With your Qi Sao practice and your wooden dummy this way? Well, the answer is unless the guy is a young rookie, a newbie who have no idea on fighting arts, have never trained in a specific fighting art, then you say, well, in this Qi Sao Ling, hand trapping and all those things. For the experience, doesn't even have to be pro. Well, no, I don't want to be here. Why do I have to be here? And if you have any kind of fancy hand techniques, tan pong folk, I just move an angle. All this technique is gone. You try to trap somebody's hand, people just move an angle, or move in or move out. You dissolve that thing. General Qi Jiguang have worked it out 450 years ago. No touching, no resisting, blocking, those type of stuff, or hand technique stuff. You just dodge away and you shoot in. Concess without concessions. Now, you keeping practicing this Qi Sao this, where in this range you cannot handle people with the very dynamic the long fist range, or get close in the short side range where you have a leg attack, body attack, and both arm attack. You have only two hand playing, catching hand here, chasing hand here. While your target is there, you are open target. You try to say like in the wooden dummy, try to pull people in. Come on. You look at the entire world. When people want to pull in, what they do? They move into you and then you grab you down. It's not to pull you to his side. It is get in close and then lock you out. Okay? While attacking different place. Not to mention, at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you. At here, you have to train your body so you be able to take the strength. Because at here, your opponent is going to struggle. Your opponent is going to give pressure to you, crush you. Can you handle it? Well, you have your hand here, functioning, attacking, machine gunning, and your leg attacking. You need to have that training. So, as a conclusion, what is the point to do those typing hand like that in this distance? Where As soon as get in distance, who cares? Your techniques. I just go dodging, shoot you in the long range. Or I get in close. It disable whatever you have. You want to trap and all this thing, I just move away, sideways, move backward, move forward. It's gone. So that's what happened with the Qi Sau. Yeah, this hand, that hand, it looks good in the movie. And then you can thinking it's like the Tai Chi guy, Fa Jing. Are you serious? How fast you can do those kind of thing, catching hand and those things? Why is that guy Lei Lei who fought Xi Xiaodong couldn't even handle the Xi Xiaodong charge in, the Tai Chi guy, KO in a few seconds? You dealing with a momentum, really, really strong linear momentum here, and really, really strong angular momentum here, like with from our BJJ friend. And this is really strong linear momentum like our Western boxing friend or our Thai boxing friend. So what is the point of keeping saying that? See, I use my Chi Sau in MMA. This is how I use my Chi Sau. Somebody a month ago saying that, he's from Asia, saying that this is how he uses Chi Sau in MMA. I mean, what's the point? You violating what the Chinese Kung Fu's teaching is. You have no idea what is Wing Chun. And then you keeping making up nonsense. And then when people say, why that's not Chinese Kung Fu, you say, oh, you got to come and fight me. Come on. This is how it is so problematic in Chinese Kung Fu today. People is living in a fantasy. For me, yes, I'm like a Qi Jiguang in a military style. Who cares that you're the best fighter? Like Qi Jiguang using the Mandarin duck array. 5 men take out that the Japanese best warrior. Simple. Who's going to play the best fighter, the warrior? And like yesterday, I shared on Professor McCoy, who is the advisor for fitness of the United States of America in Navy, Army, Air Force. I mean, who the hell is going to play all this Chi Sao and I'm number one fighter, I'm my lineage, who cares? It is a war. You want to go out to the street, you better know what the heck's going on. So this is what I like to share with you. You violating what General Qi Jiguang training on his military, you know you're going to get yourself into trouble. All the Chinese Kung Fu in past 100 years is violating what the General Qi Jiguang taught. Of course, the principle of General Qi Jiguang is good. But today, you have our friends in Thai boxing. You have our friend in BJJ. You have a friend in Western boxing. Like General Qi Jiguang said, fighting is a continual learning business. You need to learn everything. You know the principle, you know the characteristic of your art, and you learn. You learn from our BJJ friend, you learn from our Western boxing friend, you learn from our Thai boxing friend, you learn from everybody. But you need to know, when it comes to Wing Chun, shoot in from the long range. When you go inside there, it's a forearm arch. You need to know that. Even though you can learn, you need to learn all what everybody do in the world. So it's just like a jiu-jitsu friend. Once contact, they get into their sweet spot. Western boxing friend, one contact, they get into the sweet spot. So what are you doing? Standing here doing that, is it a sweet spot? Or it is open target for people to strike you, to take you down? Look at it. All the Chi Sau and Chain Pan since 1975, the Kyoxing Open until 2017, the Ding Hao fighting the Xi Xiaodong. 1996 in UFC and MMA so forth. Have you ever win? Or you just the entire thing is just collapse? So that's what the problem. And then it's what is concept based. Wing Chun is a concept based. You're saying a lot of things which is saying nothing because you don't have uniqueness. Like when we facing a jiu-jitsu friend, we know where is their strong point. You don't want to get close to that because that is their bread and butter. They eat you alive inside there. They train every day for that. Western boxing friend, same thing. Thai boxing friend, with your kick and the knee and the elbow, you need to know what it is. So what is your Wing Chun? Chi Sao? Tan Bong Fok? I mean, sorry to say that. Wake up, man. This is not Chinese Kung Fu. This is what is the screw up for past 100 years. And you make more movie, okay? So this is what I'd like to share with you today. And after this, you can see why you need to have the force flow handling when you get this close. I explained to you with the spring tools, okay? And so stop with all this Tai Chi, this Chi stuff, where you couldn't even present it scientifically what is going on. And it's not following what the real Chinese Kung Fu is about. So why is General Qi Jiguang? Prior to General Qi Jiguang, things is so messed up so that we cannot track it. After General Qi Jiguang, you know it's a long track. You know General Qi Jiguang passed the art even to Korea, to Japan, Okinawa, all this thing influence. But past 100 something years is completely messed up. So if you want to defend Wing Chun, you want to get all the Wing Chun brother and sister to be good, to be able to stand tall. People need to talk straight. Instead of every day just go Chi Sao or touch hand. Come on. Since 1975 in Kyoxin Open until the Xi Xiaodong challenge Ding Hao in China 2017. You can see all this problem. As General Qi Jiguang said, you got the art, you test it. You know whether it works or it doesn't work. It's not, I am the king of Wing Chun. I am the best fighter of Wing Chun. It is the technical content which you want to know. Not those just making claim here and that, and you end up that you have no idea what you get in. So this is what I'd like to share with you. Sorry. Straight talk is cool. But without straight talk, you put everybody in the forced security and you're wasting people's time. And you're dragging Wing Chun down. So at the sticking body range, say this is the opponent's body. Okay, so I use this spring there to represent the opponent's body. At this close range, even though my leg is attacking him at the sticking body range, my body has to be able to play with this pressure because he's going to grab me, he's going to crush me, and so forth. So you need to be able, okay, you see this spring? You need to be able to exert strength on different directions and changing. So that is where the force flow of the Jing come into play. It is not for demonstration, it's for real life views when you are in the close range, so close to your opponent, you be able to handle your body on the handling of force. Leave your hand alone, leave your leg alone. You'll be able to handle it. Okay, so hopefully this is clear.